Hi everyone, I'm Stephen from Brandigo. It's a lovely day here in Shanghai, so we thought for the latest and our first video in the CMO's Guide to China Marketing, we get up on the roof. So today we're going to talk about all things China PR and media relations. When I started my career in marketing almost 2 decades ago now, I was a PR specialist. And in that time, PR has come a long way. It's one aspect of marketing, like many others, that has really rapidly evolved with the onset of social media and digital technology. Coming to work and live in China almost a decade ago, one of the things that really stood out was just how distinctive PR and social marketing is here as well. It's a really unique ecosystem. So, as part of our CMO's guide, here's Brandigo's 4 things you as a global CMO or marketing manager working on an international basis need to know about PR and media relations here in China. Number 1, and perhaps the most fundamental thing to keep in mind, play by the rules. China has a very unique media environment. It's regulated and quite often censored, probably like no other territory in which you're currently operating. What that means for PR is any outlandish PR stunts, anything that's going to cause too much disruption, not only are you not going to get any coverage, but you're likely to fall foul of the authorities and end up with some form of sanction, which is not what you are trying to do. What that also means is that there's certain phrases, terminology, certain words that are banned and that you can't use. The way that you describe your product, the way you describe your service, saying things like this is the best or the world's #1, it just does not fly here. You cannot do that. Number 2, one of the things that you'll notice when you start managing any PR campaign here is that line between paid and earned media can be a little bit blurry. There's not quite the distinction here that you get elsewhere. What that means is that quite a lot of the coverage that you will see could be paid editorial or advertorial, but it's not presented in the media as such. So it's not overt that is where that coverage comes from. What that means is that some brands can suffer from some weaker coverage compared to others, but if you're working with a good in-market team who are producing good, creative, engaging, eye-catching content, you're still going to be able to elevate your brand above all of that. Number 3, times have changed and some of the bad practices are very much a thing of the past. What I mean here is that in the bad old days, if you were hosting an event, maybe you had an exhibition stand at one of the big global expos, maybe you had a press conference for a product launch, if you wanted an editor or a journalist to attend, they'd very much be expecting some sort of gift or payment in return. That is not the case these days. You are very much relying on the quality of your team's relationship with the media and the content that you are creating and maintaining that good relationship throughout the period of a campaign. You are not going to pay for a journalist to come and attend. You need a compelling argument. You need to sell that event. You need to tell them why they should visit your exhibition stand. You should show the advantages of coming and having a chat with that senior team member who's visiting China. Paying to play no longer cuts it. Number 4, the type of product, good or service that you're going to be promoting for your PR media relations campaign here is really going to impact on just how effective that program is going to be. What I mean here is, if you are working with a brand in the luxury space, perhaps a high-end fashion and cosmetics, high-end interior design, you're working with the latest interior designer from Italy or wherever, they are going to find it far more easier to generate coverage. There are lots of titles, media and editors who are interested in that sort of topic, and there's a real appetite for consuming that sort of story. If you are representing fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG, more kind of day-to-day products, that's more of a challenge. There's not so much of an appetite for reading about that type of product. So what we see here in China for that type of organization is very much focusing their marketing on paid advertisements or in-store promotion, not so much PR and media relations. From a B2B point of view, your focus is going to be very much on the trade and technical press within your space. Perhaps throwing in a little bit of mix of like a general business title or publication as well. But in order to make sure you're maximizing its impact, you really need to do your insight research. You need to know your target audience and the type of media they're consuming. You need to know their media consumption habits, and you need to know what type of messaging is really going to resonate with that audience so you're getting the most of your return on investment into PR and media relations. So that's it. That's the 4 things that we think that all global CMOs and international marketing managers need to know before they embark on any PR or media relation campaign here in China. If you like what you heard, or if you disagree, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment down there, and you can find all of our social media handles at the end of this video. Give us a follow. We'll be coming at you with plenty more CMO's Guide to China Marketing. You can see our blogs, our podcasts, and more videos in the future. So thanks for watching. See you next time.